Greetings, everybody. It is Friday, the 28th of February 2025. It's a wonderful day. The sun is shining, and I trust that you are well and you're doing well with whatever you are busy with. Thank you for viewing my videos and for following. I trust that you will enjoy all the information and learn from it. I'm busy with biblical prophecy, specifically Revelations 13 at this time. This is the 21st video of what I've done. The other videos are basically entitled Prediction to Prophecy. So this is the 21st one. There are other videos which are also described as Side Note 1, Side Note 2, Side Note 3. But I encourage you to follow through on those videos. If you're the first time here, it'll be interesting for you to follow these videos because they basically in sequence, studying the topic of biblical prophecy. The last video I was busy with, I expressed my disappointment in general at how people respond to this very important topic. One gets the impression that they skirt it, they scroll, they're unresponsive, uncaring, they have a don't care attitude in general, and there's general apathy. I did give in a previous video the example that for instance, the country of the United States of America has a population of 330 million, but if you judge from the people viewing and subscribing and dealing with people who actually post information and content on this important topic, it's a dribble. So where is the rest of the population? We're living in the end times on this topic. I ended off also with the point that even Jesus Christ said that just as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. That is him. So his second coming, he predicted, he prophesied that the people will have the same kind of apathy as they had in the time of Noah. And we're seeing this playing out in our time. So I just want to start off my talk on that. But Revelations 13, this time I'm going to be looking at verse 16, verse 17, and verse 18, where there's reference to the 666, which we loosely term the man of sin, the man of perdition, or the Antichrist. They're all titles for the same person. And through the centuries, people have been always speculating on who's this man with the number 666. The speculation was quite through the ages. We have, for instance, many times people saying, oh, it's the Pope, the papacy. And then you get also, many people will say it's a certain political leader. I've heard, for instance, in the past, they claim that even Clinton could have been this person, or Obama, or Kissinger, who was a minister of foreign affairs in America. But these people have come and gone, but the Antichrist has not appeared. Even in recent times, King Charles was touted to be the Antichrist. And I'm hearing a lot saying that former President Obama is the man. But be that as it may, it's all speculation because there's no certainty as to who this person is. But as time unravels, we will find out who this person is. We just have to be watchful and waiting and focused. Now, one of the things that is a mystery for me about the text, that in Revelations 13, chapter 1, chapter 13, verse 1, The beast from the sea is described to have 7 heads and 10 horns. Um, and then a strange anomaly appears in verse 3, where it says that one of his heads, was wounded, but he lived. And this was the reason why people were so enamored with the Antichrist, and all worshipped him, and also worshipped the dragon, who is Satan. Now, we may wonder, because for myself it's a mystery, why would it talk about a beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, and then one of the heads is wounded as to die, but lived, but it's one person. So this is the mystery and the difficulty of this book that we study. If it's one person, or how can he have one of his heads wounded? So there's need to look at what was in the original text. Now, just to elaborate on this one, I've been reading from the King James Version. The King James Version. So there's various versions of the Bible which were interpreted from previous Bibles. Now, the King James Version is King James Version. It's a version, it's the way he sees it, or the way his writers saw it. But the original text that the English came from was Greek. So a lot of the scholars in the past times relied heavily on Greek, and would study Greek and do the interpretation from the Greek. But here's the thing: the very original text is coming from Hebrew. From Hebrew to Greek, and then from Greek to whatever language, German, English, Spanish, Italian, and so forth. One of the problems with modern theology is that there's the conviction that they are taking it from Greek, but Greek came from Hebrew to Greek. So that's just one of the things I wanted to highlight as one of the problems that we have when we see certain strange things that we can't understand, especially in the text of the book of Revelation. And hence the reason that people need to become scholars. They need to study and become very grounded in what the Bible is saying. But now back to the point that I made originally, is that I wanted to cover verses 16, 17, and 18. There's reference to the 666. Let me just read it for you, so that we can see where this is coming from. Verse 16 says, "And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Verse 17, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Verse 18, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So that is where this 666 comes from. Revelations 13 verses 18. Now, I'm pausing on the issue of cause it all. I've said this before in the past, and I'm going through it again. In 2020, we all were caused to do something. Listen to the word caused. He caused it all. And in 2020, there was an example, an illustration of how all are caused to do something. We were all caused to do something. We were all caused to take an action. We were all caused to take a medical procedure. And you know what I'm referring to. I'm not going to name it. There's a perfect example of how the whole world was caused to do something. And some Bibles will use the word, instead of caused to, it will use were forced to. And in many ways, there was force and compulsion attached to this action that had to be taken. The evil of it was that many had no choice. People will say, oh, they were given the choice. They could go down there to the center and take it, or they could stay home and not do it. No, many had no choice. And one can say if they refused, they had huge implications that they had to face. Huge implications. It impacted on their job, work. It impacted on certificates and licenses in terms of professional people like doctors and nurses, etc. It impacted on the fact that if you did not take it, if you were not, you refused, you would not have access to facilities. And those who refused to take it, the huge implications involve income, legitimacy, income, and income affects households where children are concerned, school fees, uniforms, etc. Transport, vehicle payments. There's people that owe money, they need income for that. The rent or bond that they have to pay for the house, the Americans call it mortgage. Rent for the business. They have a business and they're renting from a landlord, and they need to pay. But now, in the case of many, like restaurants and so on, were forced to close because they had no customers, business came to a slump, and now they owed the rent. So a lot of people lost their businesses. So this is what I'm referring to, the huge implications that these people had when they were caused to do something. They had to take an action. They had to get into this medical procedure. And the evil of it is that mandate situation. So there was a threat attached to this, and it's strange for me. It's a mystery how people have so quickly forgotten that they lived under that duress of the time. Now the point is that in Revelations 17, 16 and 17, there's the compulsion issue there. He calls it all to take a mark. And the compulsion is attached to their existence. If they did not take it, they could not buy or sell. In other words, they can't go and purchase food, they can't buy, they can't get income, they won't be able to do what is the normal day-to-day living. Don't you see that this is very similar to 2020, 21 and 22? So this Revelations 13, 16, verse 16, 17, and 18 is a reflection that we should see and understand, because we went through some form of it already. So it's going to be similar, but it's going to be more intense. There's no avoiding it. Like I'd say to people, you can't pray away prophecy. Biblical prophecy is a done deal. It is going to take place whether you do whatever. You can't stop biblical prophecy being fulfilled. It's just a matter of time. It's not if maybe, it's a matter of time. So this implies that there should be a lot of preparedness for this. If we're not prepared, we will fall again for the joke. Let's put it that way. We will fall for the joke. In 2020, there was a joke, and many multitudes fell for the joke. They saw it as a rescue out of something, a very dangerous, impending danger for their life, for their health and their lives of themselves, as well as their families, as well as their countrymen. So that's why what that happened, because they weren't prepared, they weren't aware, they never made themselves aware. They never answered questions, and they blocked people who wanted to ask questions. And they claim that these people who ask questions are conspiracy theorists. And this is the wickedness of the whole thing. I can go into it more, but I just want to conclude by saying that there is going to be what we loosely describe as tribulation. There will be great tribulation in the end times. And I've posted some videos where I explain this issue about the rapture. There's a great multitude of people in the Christian world who believe that they will be snatched up into the rapture and will avoid the harsh circumstances of tribulation. And I discounted that argument, and I gave biblical evidence of it. And that's hence the reason I would encourage you to, if you don't understand what I'm saying, to go back to my earlier videos on rapture to see there how I explained that the believers will, to a certain extent, go through the tribulation, which will be a test for them. There's no such thing as an easy way out, easy ride that you'll be rescued. You will go through tribulation. That's why I spoke about the pre-tribulation, the mid-tribulation, and the post-tribulation. Now, this is all related to what I'm talking about now, because this Antichrist and the 666, the mark of the beast, is all about that time of tribulation, because it says here, he causes it all. He causes all. It's going to be very difficult not to. Let's put it that way, because you need to eat, you need to earn, etc. So this is not doom and gloom talk. This is more like encouragement, but we can't avoid to tell people the truth. This is the truth. So I'll stop there and say, please follow or go and check on the previous videos. And if you know anybody who's interested in this topic, please share this video and like it also. I wish you a great weekend further.